Morning to you, Sam.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
A great pleasure. Now, first of all, what do you make of it? My position, just so we're all cards on the table, is the job of a sports person is to win the game, and running someone out is in the laws of the game. So play on. It would be my position. I suspect that's the majority of Australia's position.
I'm shocked by how sensible that is, Stig. Yeah, in Australia, you can't generalize about the view across the country. You don't want to delve into stereotypes, which I think is one of the undercurrents of what's happening in this particular episode. There are some people in Australia who will feel uncomfortable about the optics of that dismissal, but if I was to generalize, it would be to say that most of the country is quite happy that we're 2-0 up in the Ashes, and a little bit bemused at the moralising that has taken place following the run out of Johnny Bairstow.
Cricket is a different sport to other sports, though. So maybe playing devil's advocate here, Sam, cricket isn't the same as football, where there's a set of rules, and generally speaking, no one talks about the spirit of football. There is this thing called the spirit of cricket. Does that play into this at all?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? So it must. I mean, it does exist, though it's a very, very nebulous concept, which may be convenient for me to say with my nation on the winning side. The spirit of cricket tends to be invoked by those for whom the law hasn't worked. Yeah. I think if you asked a lot of the players at the elite end of the game, it probably wouldn't be too far divorced from the way football or other sports may operate. There are people who are trying to prosecute, their skills to the edge of the law, and they leave it in the hands of the umpires. Generally speaking, as I said, the spirit of cricket is often something that is invoked when the law hasn't worked for you.
Did you feel sad that the Aussies were barracked, or actually, Lords is a very, very placid place normally. Lots of other cricket grounds in England and in Australia are much lairier generally. Do we enjoy it because it makes the Ashes spicier, or are we a bit sad because people shouldn't be called cheats when they're just going back to the pavilion?
I just, again, can't speak for everybody there. I mean, it occurs to me that for some people, that kind of spice, if you want to call it, or energy or aggression, is what they enjoy as an escape from their life. For me personally, I find it a little bit grim and a little bit ugly. I do find it. I do find it difficult to watch a team that has, while not perfect, nor are they angels, they're several times better behaved than their predecessors. I think for whom they're carrying the sins of many of the previous Australian cricketers in previous generations, be subject to boos and taunts of cheating, not just yesterday, but for the entire game. I don't think it's really warranted when I think the worst thing that you could say they did was something resembling sharp practice, but still within the laws of the game. And what's worse, to essentially be cast as cheats when the entire crowd are barracking them for 5 days. They're being abused and jostled in the members. They're being alleged to have been tripped. It feels a bit rich from over here, but nevertheless, it also occurs to me that these are the kinds of subplots that happen in an Ashes series. They're this kind of strange niggle of internecine colonial relations that some people kind of enjoy, then walk away from.
Do you wish Ben Stokes was an Aussie, though, all in all?
Ben Stokes was about to break my heart again last night as we watched Australian time. I mean, he is an absolute force. I was convinced that he was going to go one better than Headingley, if that was even possible. Yeah. I have nothing but the deepest admiration for his skill and his talent, and I was just unbelievably relieved when he somehow made a mistake, because he was in the zone, and frankly, from a sports perspective, it was a privilege to watch, and I actually think that his performance, sadly, is a bit undersold with the focus on the morals of the dismissal of Bairstow.